Right, morning guys. It's Saturday 13th of December and as you can see we're back on Club Lake number 2. A few other people turned up fishing today. They're just having a wander around the other lake. I'm back on here, see if I can get some sort of interest on what is a pretty chilly December morning. Had a bit of frost overnight, nothing too bad, but it's about 3 degrees at the moment, and as you can see up here there's a bit of a fog mist over the water. It's supposed to be very clear today. You can see the sun coming up and the sky is already clearing of this mist, so it won't be too long before we've got bright blue skies and full sunshine. But we're here, we're fishing again, and hopefully we can get some carp on the feed. I'm just going to get everything set up. So I've literally just got it out of the car, so we'll get everything set up and then get our rods out. Right, as you can see, both rods set up, everything's tidied up nicely. The left hand rod I've got over towards the edge of the island. I've got that, I know there's quite a bit of weed over there, even at this time of year. It won't have died back fully, so that's gone out on a chod rig. And then I've just put some particles around it just to try and entice them in and get them rummaging around in the weed area. And then the right hand rod is out towards these trees in the distance and in line with the tip of the island, so I know exactly where it is. I can cast to that spot each time. And fishing a pair of tiger nuts on that one with a bit of manila crumb and pellet around it. So yeah, we shall see how they go across the course of the day. Sun, as you can see, is coming up and this mist has already cleared literally within a few minutes of me filming the opening segment. That mist had lifted and gone, so this should be pretty much it for the day now. We'll see if we can get some carp. You can see the water levels still fairly low. Ordinarily when you're fishing, the water is up where my rod pod is. So yeah, there's still a good 2 to 3 feet of depth still to come into this lake. The obvious concern at this time of year is jumping down there during a run and ending up in the water, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful about that. You can see it's already starting to get a bit sticky where I've gone down there a couple of times. So hopefully we get some interest, but I will just have to remember not to go hell for leather to get down there, because otherwise I'll be swimming. So they have been filling the lakes up. They've got a pump down there that they can top them back up again. They use them as irrigation all through the year, so through the summer months they're pumping water out, hence why Lake 1 is such a deep lake. They can drain it quite a long way down. This one gets used as well, so that's why they drop so significantly in the summer months. And then once the rain starts, they've got a brook in the back here, and they're able to pump the water out of that back into the lakes over time. But we're, I say, mid-December now and the lakes are still down. That's how much water they've used across the course of the summer, so it's not ideal at the moment, but it is what it is. The fish are still in here. Hopefully we can catch them. Look at that, the kingfish has caught one. Right, it's just gone 10 past 10. Just had a couple of beeps on the left hand rod. Very, very quick. I haven't seen any other movement over there. So whether it was just a fish swimming into the line or whether it was some genuine activity, I don't know, but certainly not enough to strike at. And about 15 minutes ago, the right hand rod, I saw a big flat patch come up over the spot, so looks like something was down there, potentially rooting around and disturbing the oils that were in that manila setup. So a little bit of activity, but nothing particularly worth writing home about at the moment. I'd say I did see one fish top out just to the right and a bit further out from my right hand spot. So I've made a mental note of that. If I don't get any other interest in the next couple of hours, I might stick a rod out over on that spot. Just because I've seen definitely a fish come out. But for now, we're just going to leave things as they are, see how it goes over the next few hours. Right, just gone 10:30. Just had a couple of very big shows quite a way down the lake towards the aerator there. So I've brought in the left hand rod and basically cast after a showing fish. That one was far too big to ignore, so just recast that one down there. So that's the one on the chod, so it's just a single bait. We'll see if that gets a bit of an interest bite, if nothing else. But yeah, just a little change down there. Fish came out a couple of times, so stuck the rod on top of it. We'll leave it for half hour or so, see if anything develops. This time of year they're not going to be moving around particularly much, so hopefully that fish is staying pretty much in the area, potentially with a few mates. Gives ourselves the best opportunity of trying to get one. Right, it's just gone 1:10, and my left hand rod spot, you can just see there's a slick patch coming up again. I haven't done anything with the baits or that rod. It's been sat out there for a good few hours now, but all of a sudden I've got a another slick coming up off of it. So again, presumably something is down there rooting around a little bit and disturbing that patch. So that's about as much action as I've had to this point, but again, it's just nice to know something. It might only be small fish, it might be a shoal of bream, it could be nothing at all, but for it to suddenly a very clear flat patch came up on the surface right where that spot is, suggests that something down there has disturbed the bottom and caused the liquids that are in there to again just cause that little flat spot. So we'll see if anything develops or not, but other than that, still very quiet. I haven't seen any further fish show You don't really expect them to be leaping out of the water this time of year, but we just have to look for these very subtle little signs on the water. But for now, we'll leave those 2 rods out there and see how they get on. Right, it's been a while, but the rod that I'd cast out to a showing fish over there has gone off. We have a December bite. By no means was a screaming run. A few beats. I actually saw the line starting to tighten up, and then a couple of beats, pulled up tight to the top, and then just sat there. But in winter, that's quite often the way. I'm assuming it's, I don't know the exact time, I think it's probably about 2 o'clock, 2:30 sort of time. Temperature certainly hasn't picked up, it's still pretty chilly. Obviously I'm just sat around not doing too much, watching the water, so your core temperature does start to drop, but a little adrenaline rush will get the temperature up, or get my body temperature back up again. Like a common. Yeah, there he is. Only a little one. He might. Looks like he'll go double figures, but I don't think he's going to be much bigger than that. But he's in the net, and that's the main thing. He's now going to try and swim off. Right, I'm not being weird. I'm just soaking my hands for a little bit, try and make them a bit colder. Obviously the fish have come out of freezing cold water. I've got hot hands, so touching them can be quite uncomfortable for them. Imagine having very cold skin or whatever, and then somebody touching you with hot hands. Well, carp are cold-blooded, they're really affected by that, so hopefully by doing that you'll be a little bit more amenable to being held. But anyway, he's gone bigger than I thought. It's a deeper fish than I realised. It's a 19 pound 6 ounce common, looking lovely in this bright sunshine. So I'm going to get a picture of this, get him back, and then get the rod back out on that spot. That was one that had shown on the far bank earlier on, cast out there with a tiger nut and a little mulbs pop up, and that's our reward. So get a quick picture, get him back, and see if we can't nick another one. It's just gone 2 o'clock, so we've still got a couple of hours yet. There's the rig that did the business. Say a little tiger nut with a mulbs beigey pink pop up on top, and just a little PVA stick of crushed up tigers and manila pellet boilies and pellets. So gonna get that cast back out there, see if we can't get another one to show some interest. Aim for the same spot, which was quite a bit further out, about 2/3 of the way across and just over to the right hand side of the bank. Bunch of trees. It's about spot on. Alright, so that's both rods back out on the spot. So left hand rod is out where it has been, which is towards this tree in the tallest tree in the distance there, and in line with the island. And the right hand rod I've cast towards the edge basically of this bunch of trees, and then about 2/3 of the way across I ditched the chod rig which I'd had down the far side there. I hadn't had any interest on it, so that came in, been swapped out for this second tiger knot setup, and it's brought us some success. So that was, that was the fish that I saw top out, well, that was the area that I saw a fish top out on pretty much first thing this morning, just after I'd cast that left hand rod out to the left of it and halfway across. That was where I saw a fish top out, so it was always in my mind to potentially go after that one. We tried for the one that topped out over there without any success, but following that fish, chasing it down, has brought us that success. So 2 rods back out on the spot, and I say we've got about another 2 hours of fishing or so. See if we can't potentially nab another one. Right, it's just coming up to 3:20. I've been busy trying to dry everything off. It's just about dry, and obviously that's when I get a run. I'm not going to complain. It's just sod's law is that you're going to go home with wet gear, but if it means a fish on the bank, happy days. That same rod again out at distance. Feels like it's got some weight to it. Certainly not charging at me like a common does. It's hanging out there at the moment. It's just slowly kiting over to my right hand side, but the sun is setting in the distance behind you. We're about a week away from the winter solstice, so shortest day of the year. 10 days, something like that. 8-10 days. So by 4 o'clock it's going to be pretty much dark, so I was very much into my last half hour of fishing, just hoping for that one final bite. Who knows, might be the final bite of the year, because I don't know, I will try and get out again before Christmas, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not, so this might be what we finish the year on. Given a decent account of himself. It was certainly a more positive bite than the common was. I haven't seen this one yet, so I don't know if it's another common or a mirror, but there he is. It's another common. I'll say what I always say, he doesn't look particularly big, but he's another fish, and that's the main thing. I did have a beep on the left hand rod about 5 minutes ago as well, so I did wonder whether that one might be getting some interest, but it's the right hand rod that's gone off again. And he's ours. Possibly a similar sort of size to the last one. Certainly going to be a mid double, possibly high double. We'll get him weighed up, show you what we've got. Right, the sun is setting behind me, or behind you, even in front of me, and it's setting on a 20-pound common carp, exactly 20 pounds, little stumpy tail, but gave a good account of himself, put up a decent fight, and it's number 2 of the trip on a cold December day, so I'm not going to complain about that at all. Been a slow start, but it's ended really nicely. We'll get a couple of pictures of this one and then call it a day, because by the time I've set up again, the sun's going to be going down, or pretty much down. So thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed. A couple of nice fish to end 2025 with, assuming I can't sneak out another session before the year end. But yeah, lovely way to finish, so we shall leave it there and see you again.